Hi guys, I'm Jaina and welcome back to my channel. Thanks again for tuning in for another video this week. This week's video I'm super excited for because it is like my go-to Bible look. Like it is just my everyday go-to sheen dewy foundation look. It is basically just my natural makeup. It is so easy to do, it's super quick, no eyeliner, no fuss, no fiddles. You can use false eyelashes, you can use mascara. I've gone with mascara today, as you can see. This is the finished look. So stay tuned and watch this video on how I achieve my everyday foundation. So I am going to start by prepping my face with my favourite moisturisers, the Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched. I'm just going to put some on my under eyes to make sure they are well hydrated. And then I'm going to take the Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched face base and I'm just going to apply that. Just so my face is really well moisturised, because we want like a dewy, sheeny kind of glow. It's like my everyday go-to makeup. If I just wanted something light and natural. I have had just a massive influx of breakouts all of a sudden. So I am going to be doing like an excessive skincare routine this weekend because a lot of crazy stuff going on. So for my primer today, I've just used the Smashbox Primerizer Photo Finish one, and I've just applied that in my target areas. And then for foundation, I'm going to be going in with my NARS Natural Radiant Longwear Foundation, and I use that in the shade Barcelona or Syracuse, but I'm going to use Barcelona today. And I'm just going to apply that with a beauty blender all over my face to kind of get that dewy kind of finish before I apply concealer. I really like NARS base makeup. I just think it sits so well on the skin, even though they're full coverage. They're not like cakey, they're really light to wear. So I'm going to go in with this all over my face. I like to do when I'm applying my foundation for kind of an everyday glow, I go in with my Laura Geller Easy Illuminating Stick. You can kind of use any illuminating stick. I know Iconic is really good at them. And I just kind of apply quite a bit around the highlights of my face before I do concealer. Just go in and blend that all over my face. And as you can see, it just gives your skin like a really glowy, natural kind of texture, which I really like. I really like the sheen kind of look at the moment, which works for me because I have quite an oily T-zone. So again, I'm just going to blend that in. You are going to set your face, so it will take away that harshness around here, but just kind of gives it the natural glow. I'm actually going to apply a lip mask while I'm doing the rest of my face. So I'm going to use the Kiehl's Butter Mask for lips. It is what with coconut oil and wild mango butter. However, I think I've said on one of my other videos, it reminds me of like the white chocolate Milky Way. That's probably like the best way to explain it. I don't really feel like there's a mango, or it's like, if it is, it's like a really artificial mango flavouring. When I first started using this, I like was not a fan of it. I felt like it was just really thick and like creamy, and I just feel like, I mean, it is an overnight lip treatment, so I guess that's probably why it was so rich. And it obviously states that it is a rich overnight lip mask to repair the lips moisture barrier. However, I just felt like it was so creamy on my face, like on my lips. So I ended up just using it like a tiny bit. But I think the more I've gone into it, or like if I warm it up in my fingers first before I apply it, it's actually quite a nice mask. But again, the flavour and the smell is like white chocolate Milky Way. So if you're not a fan of white chocolate, I probably wouldn't get it. For concealer, I obviously want like a really lightweight concealer. So it would either be between the Maybelline Instant Anti-Age Eraser, or I like to go in with my Radiant Creamy Concealer from NARS. I use that in the shade Biscuit and Custard. I will like mix depending on what I need. And the one I've been liking recently is the Dr. Jart BB Matte Contour Concealer. This is said it's used for contour, and I don't know if it's because there was only one shade available. However, it comes in like a set of 3, and the lightest one is very light. So I do actually use this as my concealer because I do think it's the right shade. So I will show you. I'm going to go in with my Maybelline Anti-Age Razor, and I'm just going to apply that right in the corners of my eye. Again, I'm going to go with my beauty blender, and I'm just going to blend that all into my skin. You kind of just want to push it into your skin. So I am going to use the Dr. Jart concealer just so you can see, and I'm just going to apply it again in the corners of my eyes, and then I'm going to take it to the edge of my eyes to really define my eye shape and pull that all the way up here. I'm going to go in with the neutralizing shade just to kind of lighten the edges, so you just kind of layer it on top, and I'm going to let that sit for 2 minutes before I go in and blend it in. And now I'm going to use my beauty blender and blend out the concealer that we let set earlier. I just feel like by letting it set, you kind of just, it allows it to kind of get that a little bit fuller coverage, just because I do have darker under circles and bags that I do like to give a good coverage underneath my eyes. I am now going to set my face using my Laura Mercier powder, and I'm just going to take my, I'm going to put some in the lid. Don't need a lot. I'm just going to take my damp beauty blender, pick some up, and I'm just going to apply it to the inner corners of my eyes and just on the edge to kind of fill those in. I'm then just going to take a really fluffy brush. I'm just going to pick up some of the excess powder. I'm just going to give it a little brush around the natural highlights of my face. Just kind of blend that all the way in. And what I want to do is I don't want to set it, so I'm actually just going to brush off the powder that I have used, because we're not really baking it, we just literally want to set that. I do like to contour even though I am doing like a natural kind of look, so I do go in with my Fenty Beauty matchsticks in Mocha. It's a little bit lighter, it's not as a harsh shade of contour compared to my skin tone. So when we apply that, I literally just apply it in the corners and down the sides of my face, cheekbones, side of my face, down my nose, but I don't take it all the way up like I normally do. I will just apply it to the bridge so we can kind of shape this part of my nose, and just ever so slightly underneath to kind of take that nose in a tiny bit. Blend it all out using my beauty blender. Now I am just going to deepen the contour a bit. I'm going to take my Benefit Hoola bronzer, just get rid of the excess, and I'm literally just going to line it up around here just to deepen it up, because once we put some blush on, it will take away a little bit. And I am going to put a tiny bit on my nose. Now before I apply anything else to my face, like my blusher and my lip liner, I am going to go in with my new colour bronzing pearls. So I'm just going to take off that, and I'm literally going to dip a really fluffy brush just into all of them, get a bit of colour on there. I'm just going to apply it all the way up here. I just really like the colour of these. They don't look too orange, and you get like a really good sheen. I think it's this one here. I don't know if you can see. This one here gives the best glow. I'm just going to pick up some of that, and I'm just going to apply it around here. And you can see it just gives it like a really good sheen. The colour is so nice on it. And it works, it's crazy, like it works on all skin types. Like my friend who's Caucasian, it looks so good on her. It looks a little bit more bronzy. On me, it looks so natural and so nice. It just gives a little bit of shimmer and shading, which I will also, not only to these, but I will post a link in the drop down below so you can purchase anything that you've seen me use today. Just to add a little bit of colour onto my cheeks, I am going to take my e.l.f. Putty Primer in. I think this one's Turks and Caicos. It's like a really like peachy tone. I'm just going to take a beauty blender that I have used or not used, a little bit damp, and I'm just going to apply that to the apples, like the highest point of my apples on my cheeks. You can use a brush. I do like to go in with a beauty blender just because it's kind of easier to get the product. But I want it really natural, so I don't want too much. I also really love their shade Fiji, which is a little bit more of a red pink tone. Again, they don't come out really harsh. They're really light and super nice, so it doesn't look as harsh when it's on. But if you follow me on Instagram, I think I've used this one on one of my recent posts, and it is such a nice colour, and they go on so well and blend out so nicely. So definitely give those a try. Again, just picking some more up for my other cheek, and I'm just going to apply it again, highest points. Now for my eyes, I don't want anything too powerful. I just want something super natural. Sometimes I'll go in with the same blusher and just apply that. I just take a really fluffy brush, and I'm going to take my Too Faced Gingerbread palette. If you've watched my other videos, you will know that I absolutely love this shade right here. I think that one's called Gingerbread Latte, and it's like the perfect brown. So I just shake off any excess, and I'm literally doing it all over with my eyeshadow, just to pick up a little bit of colour so we don't look a little bit washed out. So I'm just applying that all over my eye. And then I am going to take this colour here, which is Look at My Cookie. And I'm just going to pick that up using a flat brush, and I'm just going to add that on the inner corners of my eyes to just lift my eyes and brighten them, make them look a little bit more fresh. Coat with the MAC Extended Play Perm Me Up mascara. So I'm going to go in and do my first coat with that one. This mascara just like really separates my eyelash. I've just poked myself in the eye. This mascara just really helps to kind of separate my eyelashes. I really like it. Then going to go in with my Maybelline Sky High mascara and use that to do the rest of my eyelashes, and the second and third coat to really extend them. That is my eyes. Now for my lips, I'm going to go really natural. Again, I'm going to take my Revolution Satin Kiss Lip Liner in Fling. It's a really neutral shade, and I'm not going to overline my lips. I'm just going to apply that to the contour of my natural lip line. I'm then going to go in with my Maybelline Lifter Gloss. This is in the shade Silk 004. So again, I'm just going to grab a tiny bit of the gloss, add a little bit of colour onto my lips, not too much. This is really not sticky, but it's not going in. Oh, there you go. It's not a sticky lip gloss. It's like a satin cream kind of lip gloss, which I really like. And then for highlighter today, I'm just thinking I am gonna take my Dior highlight palette. I'm gonna go in with this shade here, which is Strobe in Gold. I'm just gonna pick it up on like a really fluffy highlighting brush. And I'm just gonna apply it on the highs of my cheeks, my nose, just gonna gather on my forehead. Again, highest of my cheekbones here. And then I'm just gonna take it into my eyebrows just to kind of lighten up my whole face and the top of my lips. I'm just gonna take it all in there. And that is my go-to glowy natural everyday makeup that I use. It's so easy to use, just a little bit of colour and a really nice sheen kind of glow. I love it. It's really mask friendly. Just to kind of set it on my face, I will use a setting spray if I need to wear a mask or if I'm going out. And I just let that sit. I won't dry it off, I'll just let it sit because you can see it kind of like adds that natural sheen. And like I said, like I love a full coverage matte foundation, but I've just really been liking like the sheen, dewy, not even dewy, like it is really sheen look. And I think it just sits so well with my skin because I do have oily skin. So I feel like less conscious to keep like blotting my face. But yeah, it's super easy. If you like this look, please do not forget to like my video. If you want to see more, let me know in the comments. And thanks for tuning in. I'll see you on the next video.